Hey, welcome to today's video. My name is Jessie. If you have not seen me before, today we are going book shopping. Always an exciting thing to do, but as you can tell by the title, it probably says somewhere along the lines of going book shopping for the last time. Which, did I mayhaps have slightly clickbaited this title? No, I did not. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm about to put myself on a book buying ban. This is kind of the last time going book shopping until my book buying ban is up. Today is June 4th. I want to go on a book buying ban until mid-September, probably, until I go on vacation in September. Just because I'm probably going to want to go see some bookstores around where I'm going. I just want to spend this whole entire summer making like a video series of me doing a TBR takedown. These next few months, I'm going to spend my whole summer reading all the books on my physical TBR, which you may be thinking going book shopping kind of defeats the purpose of doing a TBR takedown, but I do just want to go out and get a handful of books that will kind of refresh my TBR and just get books that I've kind of had on the front of my mind and books that I've wanted to pick up recently. If you're curious about all the books that are on my physical TBR, I'm not going to put it in this video because it would be way too long. So I will do another video. Most likely will be my next one that I upload. But until September, we're not going to be spending any money. I didn't actually buy any books in May, so that's good. I do have a couple of books pre-ordered, which obviously I can't not spend the money on those. I will mention those when I get to the book haul portion of this video. As of right now, I will see you at the bookstore and then I will come back later with a book haul. I'll show you everything that I got, and then this will be kind of like the first portion of my book buying ban / TBR takedown. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Hope you guys have fun coming along with me, and I will just see you guys when we get there. We're back. You're in my car. I got a new camera. My old camera I could not like fit in my car anywhere good, but I think this is gonna work. Maybe. Okay. It's almost like 90 degrees, so I'm gonna do this book haul very fast. I went to Barnes, and then I did end up going to Target just to go to Target, and then of course I picked up another book. I did stick with my goal of only getting 5 or 6. I think I got 6. First from Target, I did get the book that I had been planning on getting, and then when I went on the app, or I think I got emails, wait. Did I just say first I went to Target? First I went to Barnes, and there's a book that I've been thinking about for a little bit now. I thought it was really interesting. I got an email, or I think it was on Barnes & Noble app, that this book was part of the buy one get one half off. So I picked this one up first. This is The Measure by Nikki Early. Ehrlich. Her name was covered up. It says, it seems like any other day. You wake up, pour a cup of coffee, and head out. But today when you open your front door, waiting for you is a small wooden box. This box holds your fate inside, the answer to the exact number of years you will live, which is terrifying. I hate that. If somebody told me that they knew when I was gonna die, I would not want to know, because I think that's the scariest thing ever. But basically, everybody in the world receives this box, and it's like chaos after that, because everybody's freaking out. Everybody's trying to decide if they want to know how many years they have left and what they're gonna do with that knowledge. I think you're meeting new characters. It says, best friends whose dreams are forever entwined, pen pals finding refuge in the unknown, a couple who thought they didn't have to rush, a doctor who cannot save himself, and a politician whose box becomes the powder keg that ultimately changes everything. That's sketchy. That makes sense. The politician that gets to change everything. And then since that was buy one get one half off, I felt like I needed to get another half off one. And on another table you guys saw, there was this really cool looking one. I could not get over the edges. I don't really care about sprayed edges, if I'm being honest. Yeah, they're cool, but I'm not gonna buy a book just because of the sprayed edges. But this time I can't say that because I did. This one is freaking awesome. It's got skulls on it and this little, I don't know what you would call that design. It's so cool. And then the top and bottom are just plain black. I don't know if this is YA, if this is middle grade, adult, fantasy, fiction. This is Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. And the front says, would it hurt to be a little more good? I'll read you the back. It says, it's bad enough waking up in a half-destroyed evil wizard's workshop with no eyebrows, no memories, and no idea how long you have before the Dreadlord, whomever, shows up to murder you horribly and then turn your skull into a goblet or something. It's a lot worse when you realize that Dreadlord, whomever, is you. Gavin isn't really sure how we ended up with a castle full of goblins or why he has a princess locked in a cell. All he can do is play along with his own evil plan in hopes of getting his memories back before he gets himself killed. I mean, it seems interesting. Obviously, if it didn't seem interesting, I wouldn't have picked it up, but interesting. Cool edges. I love the cover, and I've never heard anything about it. I think it may be new. Let's take a peek. Yep, June 2024. So this must have just come out today. We'll see how that one goes. Hopefully I'll get to that this summer. Next, I got the romance reads that I wanted to get. If you watch my May wrap up, the last book I read in May was Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, and the second book in that series is Swift and Saddled. This is about Weston and Ada. Weston was Emmy's brother in the first book, so we got a little glimpse of him, but in the first book we got a hint of what Weston was about to do. So he's trying to renovate this building. I believe he wants to make it into a sort of a bed and breakfast type thing. Ada is coming to be the interior designer. The best friend of Emmy in the first book knows this girl, and she was telling Weston, like, hey, I know this girl to come and do all these designs in this new house that you're renovating or whatever. I think I'm probably gonna like this more than the first one. I just think the whole interior design, like renovating a house thing, sounds super interesting. I love interior design stuff. So yeah, this is Ada and Weston's love story. I like these books because they're super short, just quick reads, and the covers are beautiful, so excited to read that. Also in May, I read In the Weeds by B.K. Borison, which is the second book in a series. I picked up the third one. This is the summer book in this series. This was pretty much the #1 book on my priority when I went book shopping, because this is the summer one and I wanted to read it this summer. I didn't want to wait any longer. And since I'm not buying books until mid-September, I didn't want to put off a summer book any longer. So this is Mixed Signals. We're getting Layla and Caleb. I really like all the characters in this series so far, and Caleb, when we got introduced to him in the first one, he seems super sweet. I think he's like the cop or whatever in this little town, and then Layla owns a little bakery, and you kind of got a hint in the other books that they like each other, so I'm really excited for this one. I think it's gonna be super cute. I'm kind of sad that I only have one more book after this. It's gonna be the fall one. I love fall. It's my favorite season, so I believe the fall book is gonna be really good. I don't think it's out yet. I think it's coming out in a couple months. And then the last book I got from Barnes was A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. I've heard good things about this series so far. I haven't really heard anything about the first book, but I've heard a lot of people talk about the second book. I don't really know too much about this series, like the description or anything, so we're gonna find out together. Captured by the King of Darkness, she was forced to find the light within. Arwen never expected to be the brave one, offering her life to save her brothers. Now she's been taken prisoner by the most dangerous kingdom on the continent and made to use her rare magical abilities to heal the soldiers of the vicious Onyx King. Arwen knows better than to face the ancient wicked woods that surround a castle on her own, which means working with a fellow prisoner might be her only path to freedom. Unfortunately, he's as infuriating as he is cunning, and he seems to take twisted pleasure in playing on Arwen's deepest fears. But here in the Onyx Kingdom, trust is a luxury she can't afford. To make it out of enemy territory, she'll have to navigate backstabbing, royals, dark magic, and deadly beasts. But untold power lies inside Arwen, dormant and waiting for a spark. If she can harness it, she just might be able to escape with her life and hopefully her heart. I've heard... Where did that just come from, and where did it go? I've heard great things from Rachel from Raven-Haired Reader. Her channel is amazing. She has the best like fantasy romance recommendations ever. She makes my TBR list so long. But the one that sold this to me, heard her talk about it, and I knew I had to pick it up immediately after she gave me a little more information about it. Mimi, if you have not watched her channel, I will obviously post like pictures of their channels as I'm talking about them. But yeah, she really sold me on this one because I was telling her that I heard good things about this and that I wanted to pick it up. And then she said it was slow burn, which is my number one. I love slow burn, and enemies to lovers. Like there's a little bit of enemies to lovers in here, and I love it. So I'm sold, and it's a fantasy. I have high hopes for this. I really hope I like it. And then I went to Target after. I wasn't gonna buy any books from there because I was like, I have 5, that's decent, but I did because then I saw the 20% off sticker at Target and I figured, you know, why not? Every time I go into Target, I see A Promise of Peridot, which is the second book in this trilogy. It comes after A Dawn of Onyx, but they never had the first one, so I never picked up the first one. And Barnes only had 1 copy of A Dawn of Onyx, and I'm so glad they did, because if they didn't have it, I wasn't gonna order books online anywhere. I just wanted to get books today at the store. So I would have been really sad if they didn't have the first one. But I just picked up the second one because I have a feeling I'm gonna like A Dawn of Onyx, and I'm gonna want to read this one probably after that immediately. I'm not gonna look at the back of this because I don't want any spoilers since it's not the first book in a series. I'm just very excited for this trilogy. I think the third one comes out in October. I'm happy with my purchases today. I think that I have a good little handful of books that are going to do me some good this summer. So I'm very excited to get to these. I'm excited to try to get rid of my physical TBR or lower it down some bit. That's my book shopping experience until September. We're going on our book buying ban starting now. Like I said earlier, I'm going to talk about the pre-orders that I have. Not in Love by Ellie Hazelwood, of course. That is my most anticipated read of the year, and we have a week. Last time I pre-ordered something from Barnes, it came the day after the release day of the book. It's either going to get here the day that it's going to be released, the 11th or the 12th, I'm assuming, but I'm going to read that immediately as soon as I get it because I cannot wait for that book. And then the second one, which also went very high up on my anticipated releases, is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. It's the second book in the Powerless trilogy. Is it just called the Powerless trilogy, I believe? After reading Powerless, I just cannot wait for Reckless to come out. I do have that pre-ordered from the UK though, because I'm getting that cover. It comes out on July 4th, but I don't think I'm getting it until a week or two after the release day. That's unfortunate, but I think I can hold my patience. I don't know, it's getting a little rough. I really just want that book so bad. But those are the 2 pre-orders that I have. I am subscribed to Owl Crate, their YA fantasy box subscription. Sometimes I do skip their months depending on what the description of the book is. If it sounds interesting, I'll probably keep those subscriptions, but if I want to pass on it, or if there's not really any goodies that I'm interested in those boxes, I'll probably skip those subscriptions. But I do have those, which I guess that would technically be spending money on books. So my 2 pre-orders, that money's gonna come out, and then if I do keep my Owl Crate subscription for the rest of summer, I'm pretty sure you guys will know. I'll put it in a video or something if I get those Owl Crate ones. But that is my haul. I do feel like I have a good mix between like romance, fantasy. I'm happy that I'm finally picking up books that I haven't really heard talked about quite often. Hopefully Dreadful is good. Usually when I go book shopping and I see a book that I'm kind of interested in, I'll look it up on Goodreads and look at the ratings or some of the reviews, and I didn't do that with this one at all. Going in completely blind. That is all. Thanks for tagging along with me. Let me know what book you are most excited to get to in the summertime. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to stick around and see my TBR takedown and everything that is going to come this summer during my book buying ban, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video, which is going to be my physical TBR. Have a good day, have a good night wherever you are, and I will see you guys later. Bye.